Gili means revelation. And I'm translating it as being a cognizance, because this revelation is not a revelation that completely eliminates the Helen, then there's only right. There's a Gilui in Sof. There's a means to recognize Ein Sof from within world. It's a reduced intensity, but nonetheless it is there. It is Ein Sof. This is directly reminiscent of the in the Gemara, in Torah we call a sightless person, somebody Sagi Nohar. Sagi means excessive. Nohar means light. He has excessive light. Not that he is lacking light, but he is not able to use this light to see a Dovagashmi, because it's too bright. You would think the brighter it is, the better you could see the Dovagashmi. Not necessarily, not true at all. How do we see a Dovagashmi? Everybody knows this. You see a Dovagashmi by a combination of light and darkness. Shading is a very important element in being able to observe a Dovagashmi. And if you eliminate all shading, if you have light coming from all four sides, from all six sides, you will not see a Dovagashmi. So Ein Sof, Atzilus, is the means by which Ein Sof is brought down into Nivroid, into the world, so that there will be Gilui Ein Sof B'Olam. There will be cognizance of Ein Sof. And again, cognizance means not that you know it theoretically, but you actually have a Gilui of it. You actually can relate to it and experience it to an extent. And the experience is the extent to which you experience it, pardon me, is that you recognize by this Gilui that is the real thing. Even though you cannot possibly translate it in worldly terms. Like the most obvious thing, without life, which you don't see, the body has no presence whatsoever. It just falls apart. vezeh-hu tachas hakavona b'yishabus ha'atzilus, which is in fact the ultimate kavona intent in the Hishavas Atzilus, in bringing forth Atzilus. Why was Atzilus brought forth? The intent in this is big day in order sheyi gili elokus bo'olam. that there would be, that would facilitate Gili Elokus, godly presence and godly relation, ba'olamus, in world, within a worldly context, worldly parameters. Dikishem, which means that just as she'amtsois ho'atzilus hu, that the intermediacy of Atzilus is for the purpose liyas is havas hamtzias debiyah, to facilitate the creation of the metziut of biyah. Kmoikein, similarly, tachlis hakavona hapnimis datzilus, the ultimate internal, deeper intent of this atzilus is that as a result of that there should be Gili Elokus in biyah. That in biyah there should be a cognizance of Elokus. Let us just translate these words, and then we'll realize the phenomenal message therein. Elokus is not ruchnius. We all know that we can experience a ruchnistic feeling. We have a feeling of ahava, feeling of yira, feeling of a comfort. I love it. I don't like it. Even a taste of food is also a ruchnistic experience. It touches your palate and makes it comfortable, makes it feel good. Elokus is not to be confused with that. Elokus is a godliness. Godliness means something that you know not by experiencing, not by touching it, like in case of taste. But because this is beyond worldly truth, beyond worldly reality. It's it's a reality beyond coming, beyond creation. In world, within worldly parameters, the first question in anything in the world is, how did it get here? Where did it come from? Who made it? What's its purpose? All of these questions are impertinent to Elokus. As we said many times, if one learns about Elokus and then he asks, where does that come from? He has not begun to talk about Elokus. That question simply does not apply. If in fact you have focused in on what you're talking about and related to it, and all the questions are just revealing your deeper sense of what this is about, that question just doesn't come up. Indeed, just as it is not possible, say for example, to identify color with you by touch. It's not, there's a possibility. Because color is not a tangible element that touch could identify. It doesn't exist on the touch level. But color is a reality. But you have to be a much higher level, much more sensitive than touch. This is a proper motion, but it's only a distant motion. To identify a lakus from a worldly perspective, on in sechel. And here is what the great phenomenon over here is. That Atzilus makes it possible, brings down Gilui Alakus Bo'elamus. In Oilamus, Gilui Alakus comes in the form of, as we said before, bitul. Oh, there is something here which I cannot possibly identify, but it's absolutely there. That's the extent of Gilui Alakus Bo'elamus. They cannot grasp it by touch or by sechel. But God forbid, to deny it would be stupid. It's no different than denying the fact that you have a living soul in you, because I don't see it. Of course I see it. Show me. Every movie you make, is it the body moving? But your whole sensitivity to intelligence and to emotion, this is all soul quality. This is not body. And this is the principle that Atzilus brings about, that should be Gilui Alakus Bo'elamus. This is going to be elaborated on now, and hopefully we'll have a chance to focus in.
This sentence, though, just like through Atzilus is the creation of the metziut of Biyah, so too the tachas panimius hakavana is those the Gilui Alakus Biyah. What's the it sounds like there's a lot of packed into that sentence. Why are we mentioning the panimius hakavana, and why is it being compared to the fact that it's a mamutza? What's the just like the kashem?
Okay, hold on. So we're saying that the inyan from Atzilus is the intent in bringing Atzilus is in order there should be Gilui Alakus Bo'elamus, which means that just as Atzilus, that Amtsoyes of Atzilus, the intermediate of Atzilus, is what facilitates the Hishavas Amtzius de Biyah, the bringing forth of Metzius of Biyah. Without Atzilus, there could not be Metzius Biyah. There would be oil, that's what we said before, Sayinor. There would be no Metzius. The pure oil. Atzilus puts the oil in a certain context, and we said they have kelim, and identifies within the oil different qualities, chesed, gvura, chochma, bina, and that would be able to correlate in a way to world, because world is also full of components. Atzilus is intended to enable the Havas HaMetzius de Biyah, the Metzius of Biyah, K'moikei, on the obvious level, Atzilus facilitates the creation of Biyah, of world. But what is really the ultimate, the the intention, the deeper, the non-obvious intent of Atzilus is that as a result of that there should be a Gilui Elokus B'Yah. Let's put this in context a little bit. The Kavanah Pnimis that is like this. Everything comes from Atzmos. There's only one simple reality. It's Atzmos. All subsequent results and effects in creation and anything else cannot be, if it is a real presence, it cannot be totally devoid of that truth of Atzmos. If it is totally devoid of that truth of Atzmos, it does not have a real presence. There has to be an element of Atzmos, of the truth of Elokus, in everything. For it qualified to qualify as a true presence. How is that Inyan Elokus, or in a more pointed term, the element of Atzmos, how is that come to world? And this is what we say. The Kavanah Pnimis. Kavanah Pnimis means the before creation intent of Atzilus. In order to facilitate that there would be that the creation, the created entity would have a certain element of the godly reality. If not for that, it is just a projectory existence. It's not a real existence. The Kavanah Pnimis de Atzilus means, how does Atzilus to the source of all sources? And that is, its relationship to the source of all sources is that Atzilus facilitates the Gilui Elokus in Biyam, in a very far-fetched, far-flung level. But brings it there. Superficially, all you see is that it conceals the oil. But really, where does that come from? What is the impetus behind this? This enables that there will be Gilui Elokus B'Oilemos. So that the Oilemos can be referred to as a true presence. Time is almost up. Let me take this into our arena, our orientation. We say, Odom, the primary the first identification is there has to be a bias, there has to be a place. How can you tell that this is a bias of Odom, of a human being? Between There's oy bekeli. Yeah, it is like a keli. It is a physical entity. But that keli is representative of a human principle, of a human quality. So that ultimately the kavanah is of building this house and isolating it from all it from the broader reality. What does that enable? What does that facilitate? Facilitate the gilui, the recognition. There's human activity here, a human presence. Where? In this physical world. This occurs as a result of the tzimtzumim, of the concealments and all that. Ultimately, that is what brings out the gilui of the human principle on a physical arena. Like we speak all the time. The human principle is that you have to eat with a spoon, to sit in a place. Even on eating level. Certainly on interrelationship and so on. This is the kavanah pnimis. The kavanah pnimis of a home is not to protect yourself only against the elements, against the storm. It is facilitate a human relic. The kavanah pnimis is that it should be gili elikus boilers. And this is what facilitates the Atzilus. And now we will go back into the tzimtzum.
So the Kashem is saying that at the same time that it's blocking the light, so to speak, the real purpose of that is to create the Elikus in the world.
Right. Because
they seem to be.
Gili Elikus ba'olam is a very focused statement. Gili Elikus there is without. Atzilus serves to Gili Elikus ba'olam.
Yeah.